Where's my other phone? Your hands. Hold on. Hi, Brina. Good morning, Fran. Good morning, everybody. I was trying to make sure I was live. Turn my volume down. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to show you a couple little things I was fooling around with while we wait for some people to jump on here. Thank you guys for sharing. Good morning. So this is the new Pop on Buy die. Would you do me a favor? My nieces and my son. I watch my nieces and my son on Wednesdays. That's kind of why we had to switch around some of the days. So I have a little helper here who's going to be helping me with some of the stamp sets. But hopefully everything will go smoothly. Will you do me a favor? Grab me those 2 stamp sets that are on the right underneath of that panda. Yeah, those 2. You just grab those 2. So I was trying these out because some of my ladies in my club asked to do watercoloring. So this one is from the Pop on Buy stamp set with the house. This also has a coordinating die that goes along with it, so you can actually make a 3D card. But I was just fooling around with some watercoloring doing this. I usually am 9:30, Fran. This was like a last minute. I can't do it tomorrow because we'll be out of town. And yesterday I ended up at the car dealership all day. So you're usually right. It is usually 9:30 on Wednesdays, so you're not late. I'm early and kind of unscheduled. And then I did the birds with the Better With You stamp set. And one of them I did with Memento. And then this one I actually stamped this one in Sahara Sand to kind of try to get the no line color look a little bit. And this one just looks awful. But the flower looks pretty good. But they did bleed it a little bit more. And again, I was just kind of fooling around with those. Thank you guys for watching. Hi, Jamie, Adrian, Donna, Reba. Thank you all for sharing. I know I love the birds too. And then the other one is actually from the new Wonderful Moments stamp set, which is really cool because you could do these for like a bridal card or a baby shower. And I did them 2 different ways. So what I did was some of them I did with dry watercoloring, which basically means that once you wet the watercolor, you just apply it directly to the image. And then this one here, which you'll notice is a little bit softer, what I did was I wet this with water first and then I brought in the ink after the fact. So another day I'll show you guys how to do these in 2 different ways. So it is really fun to watercolor. You definitely need to have watercolor paper to do it. It's much easier to be able to blend, but there's a lot of different techniques that you can use. And then the other thing you can do too is you can kind of just mix up different colors to add different highlights. So these are a couple different colors. If you can see her hair, and it looks completely different when you're far away from it. And then the same with her. And I kind of made them like a little bit of a light skin tone. But quite honestly, when you do these watercolors, it's very subjective. God bless you. They look not as good when they're wet. But once they dry, they take on such a much softer look. This obviously is no bird that I don't think I've ever seen in nature. But definitely you want to play around with it. And then with this stamp set here, what I did was I have this one little post. So I just used my Stamparatus to make the fence, and then I kind of stopped on the last one. I intended originally to mask that off a little bit better, but I could probably put one final picket there. But just a little bit of fooling around with watercoloring. And these are all brand new sets in the catalog. So that's Better With You. And then this is Wonderful Moments. And this one has a lot of, I actually got this one because I had so many great sentiments in it. I really didn't necessarily get it for the ladies, but it also has balloons and a gift bag. It's got a lot of possibilities, but it has a lot of really nice sentiments. And then this one I just couldn't resist because it was so cute. And as I said, it also comes with a, it's not really a thinlet. It's kind of like the roller coaster where it will make a stand-up card. So that's for this. but I haven't fooled with it yet, so I need to get a little bit more practice with that. And I've been trying to also master the roller coaster card, because they will make a card that will stand up and the house will be 3D. So, a little bit on that this morning. Some other news and Stampin' Up. Let me see, I have one more card I want to share with you that we're going to make in one of these upcoming ones, but I kind of made this one the other day. This is the new Country Road stamp set, and it has a lot of really cool images in it, you know, like this weather vane with the horse, but I kind of made this to look a little bit more like an old-time picture frame, if that makes sense. So I know it's kind of a little hard to tell with some parts of it. Yeah, up early. I've been up since 10 of 6, Tina. This is actually late. I think that's probably why I wanted to get started at 9. I knew I would be up early. But I added in the little background with, what did I use for those? Mossy Meadow. And then I stamped the horse in Early Espresso. And I stamped the wagon wheel in soft suede. And then I kind of just added these like broken up looking frames, picture frames. And then I went over the whole thing before I attached it. So this is actually a panel right here. If you can see, this is a panel that I attached to a base. So I went over the whole thing in soft suede to give it that more aged look. So I think it's pretty cool looking, something different. Oh, Marty, I feel you. I've been up since 5 as well. So I thought this looked really neat. And you could definitely, you could use a different stamp set if you wanted to, or a base card, I should say, if you wanted to. But the other thing is, this card, if you want it to stand up, you would probably have to trim it just a little more so these don't hang over the edge. But I kind of thought it gave like a much cooler, like an old picture frame look to have it hanging. So those are the 2 cards. I made this one ahead of time, and then I made this one at class last week with everybody. We had a really fun time. So let's see. What other one do we have? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I wanted to share something. So my one of my downline, so I have a several ladies that are Stampin' Up demos under me, and my downline Sue Gephardt, she made me this awesome little calendar. I thought this was the sweetest thing, and it has all different stuff from different Stampin' Up years, and some things are retired. Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen? I mean, this was so sweet of her. So she mailed me this little calendar with all strawberries and the ice cream truck. I know everybody loves this ice cream truck. But these are just some cool ideas you guys could even use if you have some of these old stamp sets. This one using the blocks with that little watercolor technique, and then you stamp the bird on in black for the silhouette. These, I don't know how old these are or who they're from, but these are adorable. I wish I was a Stampin' Up demo when those are out. She's been a Stampin' Up customer for a really long time. And this one. How cute is that for Thanksgiving? Just love it. And then the last but not least, the Christmas. So she sent me this lovely little, oh, and there's Lori. Lori is also another downline of mine. So we've been trying to have some more fun, but this is a really cool little calendar that she sent me. So I can't wait to be able to use this next year. But I don't know. You know, I would probably have to ask her where she got that from, the numbers, but I can see if I can maybe get her information and put you guys in contact with her to see if she can help you all out. But I thought that was such a sweet idea. So today we're going to be making a card using the new Treehouse Adventure, and this also coordinates with the Up and Away Thinlits that also go with, there's a stamp set that coordinates with this as well. So let me move some of these things out of the way so I don't make a big fat mess, right? So this is a photopolymer stamp, which is really cute. I haven't used this yet, but I saw a really fun idea. So I thought, she made me the calendar, Linda, so I'm not quite sure. I can find out from her and maybe pass on some information. So if she hops on here, if she happens to, it's probably early where she is as well. I will let you know. But she said she makes those calendars, and I believe she sells them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out, we're going to make a tree, a little tree house. And yes, you can help me a little bit. And then we're going to also I'm going to show you how you can use these if you want. We're not going to use this part today because ours is going to be a little bit simpler than that, but I'll show you what it coordinates with. So what I'm going to do, just excuse me 1 second over here. I got to grab this out of the way. We'll say, oh, whoopsie, can you grab me that? It's difficult working with a little assistant when you're not used to it. Hey, Cindy, thanks for joining. So these are all of my different stamping friends. All right, so we're going to cut this paper. I just have some Whisper White we're going to work with, and I'm going to cut 4 to 5 1/4. Go ahead and pull it down. Thank you. And we're going to use this as our base. And then I'm going to see what color. Hold on, keep that out because I need that for 1 second. We're going to see what base we'll put it onto. I think I'm going to use, just to keep it a little bit more kind of like a natural treehouse, we're going to use a piece of crumb cake. So I'm going to just trim this for the base. So 4 1/4. Go ahead. Keep pushing. There you go. Whoops. And just missed a little spot there. And then we're going to score this. So we're going to fold it in half. We're going to score this at 5 1/2. That's the cutting one. You don't want to use that. We're going to use this light one. It's the scoring blade. So run it back and forth. From sweltering North Carolina. I hear you. That's good. The rainbow stamper guy's playing with his cousin. That's good. In the next room. So, all right. So we're going to, his other cousin. All right. So we're going to put this on the side for a moment. All right. So what I'm going to do is actually, and I do think I'm going to end up trimming out this house. So I'm going to need a little bit of scrap. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp, and we're going to stamp our little scrap pieces first. So first we're going to do the house. And the cool part about this is you can do kind of whatever you want. So I'm going to let you, it's got to be from this side. You can pick the color. What colors do you want to put the house in? Okay, watch your arm. So we're going to do mint. All right, so we're going to make a mint macaron house. Hi, little assistant, they say. All right, so we're going to, you can say hi, sure.
Hi.
All right, so we're going to stamp our little house. Ooh, that's a little darker. Let me stamp this off once and see. I haven't used my my new mint macaron since I'm going to make this just a little bit lighter. I'm going to stamp this off once. I haven't used this one yet. That one's a little bit light. How about we find something darker for the roof? So what do you say for the roof? Got to be on this side, remember. This blueberry bushel. Okay, so we'll peel this one off, and we'll do the roof in blueberry. Let's see. Hopefully that's on there straight. Cool part with the photopolymers, you can line them up nicely. So, okay, that's close enough. All right, and then what else do we have on there? We have our little shutters. We have shutters that you can use. Yeah, we actually, so one of the cool things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is you get I'm going to do these a different color just so they stand out. You get this little magazine once a quarter, and they send you like all different kinds of ideas of stuff that you can use. And this little card was one that was in there, and I thought was so adorable. So there's some shutters, and let's see what else they have on there. They also have the door. And then we have our door. Let's see. Little door on here. We'll make this. This kind of reminds me of Up. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie or not, but Up is one of my favorite movies. It's an awesome movie, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, so let me just stamp this off a little bit. This is some gorgeous grape. It might be a little too light, but oh, that's so cute. Super fun. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fussy cut this out. I probably could have done a little bit better with my roof placement, but that's okay. So we're going to trim this out. So we finally have attained summer here in Maryland. Finally, right, because the pool is frigid. Oh, I know. I love Doug from Up. Yes, Lori, he is so cool. But we finally have hit summer here. So I know some of you guys are like in a heat wave and you're done with it. But we're kind of happy because it has been entirely too cold to swim or windy. Yeah, and do anything. I'm actually going to add a little soft sea foam just to fill in the color here. Do it nicely. All right, so I have my little house. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to actually just take my blueberry bushel, and I'm going to go just around the edge, just to fill in that little spot there. Okay, so we had that. And just while I'm at it real quick, because I had someone shared this the other day on the demonstrator page, and I didn't know it either. So just in case you guys have your markers, you've seen your markers forever. But did you know that this line is fatter to show you it's the brush tip end? You never knew that either. And this line is thinner to show the tiny end. Never knew that, but there's your little PSA that I did not learn either, but I learned from someone, and I was like thinking, what are they talking about? Of course there's a brush and there's but there's these little lines. So if you pick it up without having to look at it. So anyway, kids having fun. Yeah, they're having a little too much fun in the background.
They're like screaming back there.
Right, yeah, they're having a whopping good time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our base and we're going to make our tree. So I'm going to grab the little tree part here. And we're going to do this in soft suede. That way it's got like a little nice brown treeness to it. And ink that up real nice. All right, so you know how to stamp?
Yeah.
All right, so you push this. Let's make sure that, let me just test this and make sure it doesn't have a, yeah, I don't want to have your stamping debut on live be goofed up. Here, you hold it like this. Hold your block just like that. And then push it straight down. And you got to give it a second because the photopolymers, you know, the rainbow stampers used to stamping with me. All right, pick straight up. Okay, so that could have been a little bit better. So let me, that's okay.
It's the stamp.
It's the stamp's fault. All right, I'll give you this one. Let me see. Let me just stamp this off just one time. And I'm going to wipe this spot off. Yeah, that's okay, because with these stamps, sometimes there's different raised edges on them, so you have to just be careful when you ink them up, that's all.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to try this one more time.
Doesn't look like it's going to work this time.
Let's see. Okay, much better. Trust me, that's not the first time. Yeah, use the Stamparatus. You got that absolutely right. If I had a big enough table, Tina, that would be an excellent idea, but I'm kind of working with a small space here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where we're going to put our tree pieces. Now this is the perfect time for the Stamparatus because you can put all of your little pieces in and you can move them around. So let me move this out of the way. Move this over. I'm going to do some Pear Pizzazz and some maybe Old Olive. And what we'll do is, let me move my house out of the way.
Do you need the little one for this?
No. Oops. No, not for this one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab, where is it? We're going to grab this. I'm going to pull off our magnets. Now these magnets, you've never been around this before. These magnets are super strong and they will hurt you. And they will hurt you and they will pinch your fingers or break if they get too close. So you definitely have to keep them separated. So I'm going to put this in here just like so. Put one at the bottom. Put one. Oops, look. See, they're already sticking to my scissors. We move those out of the way before we have a catastrophe. So I'm going to put one tree here and one here. And I'll put this one down the bottom because we're going to kind of fit our house in between. So what we're going to do with our house is put this kind of like that. So I want these. What we could have done is actually stamped another house. That way we could mask on it, which would be a cool idea. So I'm going to pick these up for now. And put this here. Let me make sure this is lined up the way I want it. Let's go over just a little. There we go. All right, so I'm going to set this up here so this one doesn't go anywhere. And this one down here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in with a little Pear Pizzazz over the whole thing. So just a little Pear Pizzazz on these trees. And these, the leaf bunches, they do have a little texture to them if you can see. So they're definitely not solid. And hold on, this one's a little darker. That's okay. So what happens is when you do this and it doesn't line up, you just go back and you press the same thing again. You try to keep your shirt out of the ink. Nope, not two at the one time, just one at a time. Okay, watch your fingers. There you go. So we have one, and I'm going to move this over. See if I can find my little cleaner here. I didn't get my Stampin' Chamois all wet, so I didn't have that one out yet. So I apologize, I do have it. I just forgot to. I'm not very prepared for this, let's put it that way. All right, so we're going to have our house kind of in the center. So I'm going to put this other little tree up here. And hold on one sec, let's see. So we have that there. I'm going to put one more kind of over here, and I'm going to do this in a little bit lighter. So I'm going to put this down this way this time. Not for any specific reason, but just for the sake. Let me put this. It's okay. You don't have to press it. For the sake of lifting. Put this back down. Alright, so I went with Old Olive, but kind of honestly, this pear pizzazz was a little darker than I expected, so I'm going to go with the soft seafoam for the second set.
Maybe it's soft seafoam.
Soft seafoam.
Probably going to be late.
And then it'll kind of also mimic the color that we have on the house, which is kind of cool. So, all right, so that's really cute there. Perfect. All right. And then what you can do also, if you wanted to, is you could go in with like a little teeny bit of Granny Apple Green.
So cute.
With just, I'm going to just grab a little tiny block, and I'm going to just put just a couple little extra pieces in. Isn't it tiny? So cute. But I'm going to stamp these off once. Just so they're kind of in the background. To fill in the space. I know, so tiny. Just to fill in a little bit more of the space back there. And kind of just eyeballing it. Eyeball, you think that's funny? That's what happens when you're 7 or 8. Everything's funny.
Everything is funny.
A tree house. Yep, a tree house. That's what I'm doing. So what we can do is I'm going to pop this actually up on dimensionals. So let me grab a couple of those down. It's still not 100% reorganized from my last stamping party. So I'm going to put these up on some dimensionals. And what would be really fun too. And I don't know. Yeah, you can do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off or not. So I'm going to see real quick. I don't want to put this down just yet. You can put it down one at a time. So I'm going to leave that there for one moment. Okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to move this over. Let me put these over here so nothing crazy happens. I'm going to close this up. And I might actually keep one of these out. So these right here, these little clouds or trees, whichever it is you want to call them. Let me move this over so I don't stick it to something. These actually do coordinate with the thinlets that are in here. So if you see, they line up. This one is a different cloud that you could use as well.
Oh, that's
okay.
cool.
And then there also is one other tiny cloud over here that lines up with this. So you could cut these out. So if you wanted your tree like greens to stick out, that would be really cool as well. And then what we're going to do though is I'm going to just take just this little tiny puffy cloud and I'm going to stamp this in a really light. I'm going to do balmy blue, but I want to stamp off first. So I'm going to do just one over here for now. And I'm going to do one on this side. Apparently there's some dinosaurs in the room next door. No, they're okay. All right, we'll just add in a couple of them and a little darker.
Crispin Harper.
Not quite sure what it is they're playing. It sounds like family.
Yeah, I think it's like Mommy Daddy. Or
all
like
right.
Kittens.
So now we have some trees in there. So I want you go ahead and put the house down where you think it goes. Just make sure you kind of put it so it's in the middle there. All right. So we have that. So we also didn't add in a grass. So I'm going to add in a little bit of a grass. And I'm going to just do, just to start, kind of a little bit of pear pizzazz. And I'm just going to kind of improvise this. So I'm just using my, like the side of my marker here. Kind of add in a little bit of grass. Other thing you could do if you wanted to is you could use your sponge on the bottom. Oh, that's okay. That'll come off. That's the nice thing. Those mats do clean off. So thanks for pointing that out, Rye. So the mats clean off. So if you get any ink on them, you don't have to worry about. They're not ruined. So I'm adding in just a teeny bit of grass. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in just a real soft, with the soft sea foam. I'm going to add in, ooh, where are my sponges? Oh, sorry, everything's up high. I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it on the camera. I'm going to grab a part of a sponge, and I'm just going to add in just a little bit of color down here at the bottom. Just like that. And you could also do this with the sky if you wanted to. Just like a little bit of soft background, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to skip that part for now. So one other thing we're going to do is we're going to add, I believe there's a little sign in here. There's a sign
somewhere.
I saw a sign and now I can't find it. There we go.
There it is.
Here it is. So I have a sign that says welcome, but I'm going to use the one that's so cute. You can't probably see that yet. It says kids only. So we're going to use this one. And we're going to stamp this kids only. What'd you say?
I'm a kid, so I can go.
You're a kid. There you go. You can go. You got it. Let's do Call Me Clover, because that's pretty fun. All right. So again, I'm going to just stamp this. And I'm going to just trim this one out. Look how cute that is. Kids only. So I'm going to just fussy cut this one.
Kids only.
And then we'll put the rest of this together. And so, you guys have any fun summer plans? What's going on with you all? Anybody going on vacation anytime soon?
I went on vacation already.
I know. You did go on vacation. Aren't you lucky?
They're seeing something.
Oh, look. Miss Lori said she's a kid too. Same here, Lori. I'd be up in that treehouse. We were just all downstairs just to give you guys a little glimpse. So I have my nieces come over on Wednesdays in the summer, and we swim and do all kinds of fun, goofy stuff. But we were downstairs doing Frozen karaoke, weren't we?
We had the drums, we had the guitar, we had a microphone.
Oh, we had the tambourine. It was like so fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about what I am. Like a little kid. You just came back from vacation, Marguerite. I'm so jealous. That's awesome. Where did you go?
I did too.
And you're headed to North Myrtle Beach. So fun.
Oh, that's so much fun.
That's awesome. All right,
I've never been there, but it sounds much fun.
It does sound fun, yeah. So I just put a little tiny piece of a dimensional here, and I'm going to just put this down right down there. And you could also put, if you wanted to, just like a mini glue dot, just to keep the bottom of the sign down. There you go. Yeah, they are really little, aren't they? Karaoke. Oh, girl, you haven't heard anything until you heard me sing the karaoke, Sherry. I am quite embarrassing, but I'm kind of one of those people that's not afraid to embarrass herself.
Yeah, same with my sister.
I'm not good whatsoever, but that does not stop me from trying, let me tell you. Oh, no, it's winter in Perth. Another 6 months till your summer holiday. Good gracious. I still can't wrap my head around that. That's crazy. That's from, believe it or not, they're from Australia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Dory and Nemo. Isn't that cool? Someone's watching from Australia. It makes me feel so special.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
Shannon. Yeah,
Thank
isn't that great? All right, so now we're going to pop this little bugger onto our little panel, kids only. And there are a lot of really cute sentiments in here as well. So, yes, give me 1 sec. Let me just get some snail. All right, so what I want you to do is you're going to just take this and put a couple strips down. Don't put that on yet. Just put the strips. I want to grab one more thing. So, again, you guys know me. Sometimes I can't remember what is or isn't current in the catalog. So I just want to take a peek in here real quick for something. Because I thought there's something I could use, but I don't remember if it is or isn't retired. Okay, so we have linen thread. This would be really cute too, the classic weave.
Oh yeah, that is really cute.
But the cording I was going to use is retired. However, there is a gold cord, which would kind of work. Or the solid baker's twine, the black, which I also have. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute in a little teeny bit of burlap ribbon to make it look like a little rope ladder hanging down. So I'm going to trim it up just a little. And I know this is going to be a little wide, so I'm probably going to have to take some of this off. But it'll kind of look like a little rope ladder that they can use to climb up into there.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Smart idea? Good. That works?
Yes.
So we'll do that. So I'm going to trim this off. But that way it'll look like there's like a little rope ladder. that they climb up in. So let me figure out.
Or you could
I'm gonna put
like it's wrapped around the tree so they can't come
You
in.
could, but then we would have to like have cut it out ahead of time, and I didn't make a plan for that. So if you wanted to do that, you guys could listen to Riley and do it that way instead. Hey,
Wrap
Anka!
it around the tree.
Anka just joined us. She's from the Netherlands.
Ooh.
Thank you, Anka, for stopping in. So I am going to cut this off a little bit because, you know, I don't think any child has a tree ladder that goes all the way to the ground because, you know, I think that's half the fun is trying to jump up there.
Yep.
So I'm going to just trim it a
My
little
friend
bit.
has a tree house. She never has it on the ground.
Never has it on the ground. That's right. That's why they call them tree houses, right? Now, otherwise, they just call them houses.
Yeah, they're houses.
Houses, right.
Ground.
Oh, come on, Aunt Rachel. All right, so I have a really fun card there, but we still have to figure out, we got to add something to it besides kids only. So we have, hey kids, you're awesome. Let the adventure begin. You can do anything. Happy birthday. This would be such a fun birthday card.
Yeah, that's a really cute
super fun birthday card. And look, it even has these little flags that you could add on the inside.
That looks like a hoverboard.
Yeah. It does kind of look like a hoverboard, doesn't it?
You could put a hoverboard in there.
You could. That's true. All right. All right. My third assistant. Go ahead back. We're almost finished, third assistant.
Almost finished.
Harps. You gotta be quiet if you want to stay in, okay?
You can take those things in Christian.
All right. I got one more thing here. I'm going to try to finish up. Okay. So. You need this set now, I know. I'm going to put on the inside, I'm going to do this with a little bit of the flags, just because I think that would be kind of fun.
Ooh,
so what we're going to do is we're going to add, oh, they even have a long flag too. So we could kind of
really
do
cute. Like you could do
we
two
could do
flags.
the little one, and then the long flag, and then
you could do like the stars at the end.
The little one here.
Oh, how many little ones do you have?
2. So that'd be kind of cute. We could do it like
You
that.
could do like the flowers at the end.
The flowers were on the other side?
Yeah.
Like it was like a flower banner?
Yeah.
And then one in the middle? All right. So my assistant here has devised a plan that we're going to do. So we're going to move this over. We'll bring this back in here. Clean this, move this out of the way. Wipe this off so we don't get ink on anything.
Yay.
All right, we're going to pop this down. I'm going to flip this around. When I do things that are at the top, I tend to flip my Stamparatus down. That way I'm making better contact up here. So just in case, if you have something where, say if you want to stamp something with the Stamparatus at the top or the bottom, I usually do it from the opposite direction. It is cute because it will make it easier to get the ink on there correctly, if that makes sense. So I'm going to keep the flower off for now. Yeah, I'll get that one in 1 second. And then I'm going to put this up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up one with one and one with the other. So I'm going to move this. Put that there for now. I'm going to pick up the little tiny flags. And then, so if this were to go here. This is what Lori did the other day. Lori did a little video on our Facebook showing people how to line things up with the, I think it's with the Make a Difference stamp set. Can you go see what she needs real quick? With the Make a Difference stamp set, and that way you can do multiple things at the same time. So I'm going to just use, just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to use my Berry Burst marker. And I'm going to do that. And then pick this up. And then this one, that's pretty good where it is. Even though it's a little high, it's okay. I'm going to do this one with Lemon Lime Twist. You can help her. You can help her. You can help her.
I told her she could do it herself.
And then I'm going to take and flip this around. So I'll just flip this here. And then we'll put the flowers over here. And this one we're just going to have to move one extra time. So pick that up. Put this on this side. And how about Lovely Lipstick? They're pretty.
Ooh,
that'll be pretty for the flowers. And Lori, your video turned out really good. And I know when you do these things, believe me, every time I do these things, there's times, and I'm not going to fib, because you all know I try my best to be honest with you and tell you the truth. There's still every time where I want to like turn this off and pretend like I don't do this anymore because I feel like I did a super bad job.
But you
so
always do good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So don't think just because you mess something up once that you don't want to do it anymore, because I will be 100% honest with you. Yeah, you can't give up. You just can't give up.
I feel like I want to give up doing my sports.
Yeah.
But I never give up.
But you never give up.
Keep going.
You have to, right? You have to keep going. And guess what? Everybody makes mistakes. Right. Everybody makes mistakes. So there's always time. I'm just going to add in some little dots here.
You always have another
chance to fix it, right?
Yep.
So never, ever give up. And then on this one, I'm going to add in some little granny apple green dots. Okay, so we're going to put some little dots in here too. Sorry, we got a little bathroom issues there. All right, so we have our little decoration for the inside. Sorry, I digress. I told you this was going to be interesting, wasn't it? All right, so I'm going to think, how about we'll do Let the Adventure Begin. It's interesting and summer life lessons from Aunt Rachel. Don't you love that?
Yay! She always takes us places.
Oh, Lord. See, look at that. Oh, my gosh. This has so many great things in it. I don't even know what to use.
So many
I'm going to say, I'm going to do, hey, kid, you're awesome.
Awesome.
And then we're going to have happy birthday. Because I think this would be a super fun birthday card.
Happy birthday.
So we'll do that. Hey, kid, you're awesome. Happy birthday. And I'm going to stick with, I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to stick this with colorful. I'm not going to use black. Let me just make sure I didn't put both of these on. 1 second. And put this one down here.
Pick the colors.
You can. Yep, go ahead. You can pick the colors. This one's a little crooked, so let me just fix this one a little bit. And the Stamparatus, in case you didn't notice, okay, give me 1 second. It does have these little lines where you can line stuff up. I just always tend to not end up doing that for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so we've got, you said pool party?
Yeah.
And powder pink. All right, that's all I need is just 2. So I'm going to do happy birthday and pool party. Okay. And then we'll do the...
Actually,
change your mind? You can't do that one because that one's not... That's why I said you got to stay on this side. Okay. Look at that, guys. She wants to pull out the Watermelon Wonder. How about Melon Mambo?
Yeah.
Okay. She's trying to pull out the Watermelon Wonder, but I don't want to tease you guys. I don't want to tease you guys since we can't order that color anymore, so sadly. Yes, I do, Mary. I have some new helpers this morning. I have some extra helpers. So
many new helpers.
If this works out well, this might be our Wednesday thing with our new group of stamping. Yeah. Okay, so how fun is that? That looks really cool.
That is really cute.
Let me clean these.
Cool.
This is probably going to be like my new favorite stamp set because you can pick it up. Yep, go ahead. Lift it up. All right, let's move these out of the way.
You're going to take those
and pick this up. No, I'll leave that on for now, and I'll clean this up when we're done that way. I don't want to make people have to watch things entirely too long. Put these over here separated. Yep. All right, so now what we're going to do, I want you to do one more thing for me. Put some adhesive, some snail, put that on the inside like you did the first time. And, whoop, nope, wrong side. This side. Right. There you go. Okay. That's okay. All right.
Why do I keep it?
You know, it's funny because sometimes helping takes so much longer, doesn't it, Lori? But helping is so much more worth it.
Yeah, it's
just
easier.
Put one across the top. Of course it's easier. It's easier for everybody to do it themselves, right? Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes it's easier with helping because you get it done quicker.
See
just like
that?
Teamwork.
Just like teamwork. Can you tell this kid plays lots of sports or what?
I play like 8 sports a day.
No, you don't. You're being silly now. All right, so there we go.
3.
We have a really cool stamp set. We have our little rope ladder and our clouds. And again, you could add more clouds if you wanted to.
You could add like
and you could do your little flags on the inside. You could even put like here. So say if we knew this was going to be for somebody who was turning, I'm trying to think whose birthday's coming up.
Like 6, 7.
Who's somebody?
Oh, Harper's birthday.
Birthday. And she's going to be 5. So if we went for this one for her, we could put even up here number 5. So. And you could add 2 of these flags if you had like somebody that was turning like 10 or something. Or you could put one on the other side. But super fun card. Smart kid. She is. She is very smart, Marty. Very smart and very kind. So I think that's the best thing you can have is children who are kind. Especially these days. So thank you.
I go to Catholic school, that's why I'm kind.
Oh, see, there you go.
And the theme is always kindness.
Kindness, that is correct. There you go. All right, guys, well, that is our card for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and if it works out well, like I said, maybe we'll be back again next week, and we'll get another card. We'll see what's going on. I hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday, and like I said, we're not going to be around tomorrow, so we will be doing, I'm going to try to do something this weekend if I can fit it in. Yeah. But I hate just showing the one part of this. It's so much more fun on the inside too. And you could change this. So if like this is
if it was like
too girly, you could change it to definitely more boy colors. You could make the house more of a boy color. There's so many fun accessories that you can add to this house. There's a tree swing.
And instead of
there's
shutters
grass.
for these,
you didn't even have to draw on your own grass.
Instead of shutters, you can do
You can make hoverboards out of them. See what happens when you're stamping with somebody young? They think of so many different ideas.
So many different ideas.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I will put all of the supplies used when I post this later onto the blog. So just make sure, if you haven't already, follow me at rachthestamper.com. If you all need a new catalog, now that I can show you the inside of the catalog, it's got all these fun goodies in it. So if you need a new catalog, here's this one as a matter of fact.
Oh, that's
Made that into a little bag, and then there's the different ones you could use with the
Oh, is that where you got the idea from?
No, actually somewhere else. That one's even cooler. I like that one. That one is direct stamping, so they didn't even trim that one out.
That's cool.
And so this is catalog. I would be happy to send you one absolutely free. All you have to do is send me your full mailing address, including your zip code, and I will send you one out. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, guys.
Bye.